decrepit, horrible people. I like to take risks, because I think that when you're willing to jump off a cliff, if you can fly, it's a good idea. You know, it's scary. But I like that feeling of, man, I'm gonna have horrible teeth. This better work. And I find that the best stuff happens when you're a little terrified. And so I thought that the script was brave in that way. In many different areas, but for me the clue was the teeth. Like, these people are willing to do anything. So, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what was everyone's favorite part of production, just overall? Like a story or, something that happened that was crazy?
I loved the dragon, because they actually sculpted a pretty good-looking dragon head out of foam, and it was green, of course, because it has to disappear, and the guy behind it. But the guy, when you were most of the time acting the dragon, and you were acting the dragon, to give us something to react to.
Wearing nothing but a green suit, by the way. When you're a low-budget independent film, you have to do all parts, including dressing in green spandex. But to act against James in green spandex, I'd wear anything.
There's a guy, bringing low budget into it, I thought, is a great, there's a guy, Robert Rodriguez, who is one of my favorite directors. He did Spy Kids, Sin City, did Desperado, and what, it was the Quentin Tarantino film, he was co-starred with him. Anyway, he chooses to film low budget. He constructs his budget and his financing so that the film will remain low budget, because he says that when you don't have the money, people's creativity is forced to be released. You have to solve problems with your creativity as opposed to dumping money on top of it. And I think that you can sense it when you're seeing a film. You're like, oh, they just had a lot of money. I can see this. And everyone just came out of their trailer, and everyone just had a butler wipe their mouth before them. and everyone's kind of lazy and creatively kind of flaccid, And but when you don't. Robert said, when you do have the money, but you deny it to people, they get angry, and that's not good either. But if you don't have the money, then people get creative, and they really pitch in, and everybody's kind of pitching in, and wearing a green suit. And it's really cool.
We were all kind of a family. I remember there's a sequence in the film where there's a band of goblins that have kidnapped Maclain's character, Camelon, and they're in the middle of this Stonehenge circle. And our production designer, I had talked to him about it so much, and he wanted the film to be great so badly. I was like, I just don't know how we're going to do this. And we had brought in so much foam to create the code for the green screen. He's like, oh, we've got all this leftover foam. And he starts like putting it together and sculpting these giant, and they looked fantastic in the end, So there were a lot of good stories like that where something awesome happened that just took it, to the next level. So.
Yeah, there's my favorite story when I was producing, and this is another thing that attracted me, the previous question that attracted me to the project, was people that can take what you have, as Brad Bird says, use every part of the buffalo, Take what you have and maximize it, find a way to make it work. Just really quickly, I don't want to take too much time for your question, but when I was producing the Dr. Seuss play at my theater, we only had $4,000 per production. And that was including $2,700 of rent every month. So we had nothing, right? And yet, we were known as like one of the ones to watch as far as theater companies. People would walk up to me all the time and say, how did you talk your board into that play? I've been trying to talk my board of directors into producing that and for years. How did you do it? And I'm like, I don't have a board of directors. I don't have any money. We just do it, And so we talked Dr. Seuss's widow into releasing the rights to Dr. Seuss, and I had to come up with a 17-foot tall war elephant, and I had no money at all. I was producing, so I was doing props, which is what you do. And the director turns to me during technical rehearsal and goes, elephant, what? And it came to me in a flash. Some of you have heard the story before, but I just said, in a flash of creativity, I said, give me a long rope, a pulley, a bucket, and a bunch of metal. Fill the metal in the bucket. Put the pulley on our 17-foot tall ceilings, put a black flat in front of the bucket. I want 4 actors to come as if they're tugging something on stage. As soon as they establish, I want them to stop in unison and go like that. I want everybody else on stage to look up 17 feet and go like that. And it brought the house down every single night. Everyone talked about that moment, and it was free. And when you can do that, when your brain can do that, you come up with the best examples. And the filming was kind of that every day. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, today is a big day as well for the film because today you're launching a Kickstarter campaign to finish the film, which is huge for a film like this. It is made totally independently, made locally, you know, and so this is a chance for the fans to not only support the film, but benefit from getting the film made as well, and it'd be the first to get copies of the film and other kinds of swag. Could you tell us a little bit about that? Who could answer, could speak to the Kickstarter the best?
Well, I just like to, while we have our man here, I'm gonna ask, why do you think, if someone in this goes to Kickstarter, why should they give to this project, James?
Because you can change the world with the internet now. The people's voice can change the world. It used to just be that the gatekeepers, the important people with the swimming pools and the butlers and everything, they decided what the audience would see. And now the audience can decide what you guys want to see. And no one person has to risk their whole financial future on it. Everyone can kick in $20 and get the film made. And this is happening throughout so many, you know, it's not just art, it's politics, it's everything, but the people's voice is starting to become very powerful. And so, man, just take your power, man. Yeah.
Filmmaking by the people for the people. So it's Dragon Warriors and Kickstarter, and it's live now, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's all kinds of great gifts. So we encourage you not only to do it, but tell your friends. I mean, these are the kind of films that really benefit from this kind of support. They really do.
We'll have cards as you leave to have the link on it. What's this young lady? You look amazing.
Thank you. First of all, I'm a big fan of Buffy and everything, and thank you. And so, I was wondering, I have like 3, but they're really simple questions. I was wondering, do you play a similar character in this movie like you did with Spike from, you know, like, just kind of that, it's different?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Another one is I saw you in Torchwood. What was it like to work with John Barrowman and to totally French kiss him?
The tongues were added later in post-production. Yeah, it was awesome. You know, John is a freak.
Yeah,
I remember my favorite John story. I'm tired, you know, like I get tired, so it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, I come into the makeup chair and I'm just like, paint the eyeballs on them. Just paint them. And John comes into the makeup trailer and just goes, "What's up, baby?" And he's just screaming because he knows that everyone else is tired, and he is not going to allow everyone to remain sleepy. He's going to get everybody going. And I hated him in that movie. But I really realized that he was like the best thing that happened to me all day. He's great. Yeah.
and my last question is, I was in a car accident a couple months ago, and I got a brain injury, so it's a big deal for me just to be here. And I would really, yeah. I was wondering, can I take a picture with you?
Sure.
You look fabulous. And where I come from, that's the most important thing.
So you go ahead and start your next question if you'd like, while we're doing the picture. Okay.
Don't tell my wife I did that. She put me good ones.
Good, man. That's great. That's sweet.
All right, Dragon Warrior.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm the only guy in the room who made this connection, but when I saw you in the movie and the word wizard, I immediately connected to Dresden Files. I was wondering, did you yourself have any parallels while you were acting, drawing from when you were reading Dresden Files?
No, I'm sorry.
The crazy
Tennyson
kind of
was
seems
so
like they go
different.
hand in hand.
Yeah, because like Harry Dresden is a smart aleck. You know, he's a subversive at heart. And then Tennyson is just a little baby who got his heart broken. He got his heart broken, and so he trains a dragon to light on fire anyone that falls in love in the kingdom. And he's horrible. I mean, like, people are dying. Before you saw the thing, like, they really do get lit on fire, but he's also adorable because he's just a little baby.
And he's also a very horribly clumsy wizard as well.
So he's a clown, basically.
And those teeth.
And then,
He doesn't.
I never did have to floss, really.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Next question.
Hi. When you guys were talking earlier about people talking, IMDb there were people wanting to know what this movie's about, just so you know. I was on there this morning, and there was people like, when are we going to hear anything? When's the trailer coming out? So,
Get on there and post.
yeah, I'm going to. I told them, I'm like, I'm going
Awesomeness. Yeah.
Anyway, my question is, every experience is, you know, you learn something as an actor. What did you learn from this experience particularly?
I feel so guilty. I'm like answering.
If they have questions for anyone else, they'll ask.
Okay. I just learned that what I thought was true was actually true. That I was well suited to green screen. Coming from stage, I felt very much at home. You know, like I felt like I was in the black box theater, like you guys were saying, because they provided the throne and the cheese and the meat and all of that and the swords and everything, and it felt like a big green stage. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm a little short. Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm polite. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
I just want to say that I think independent filmmaking is coming out a very long ways and stuff, and what everyone is doing up there is fantastic. Do you feel, James, that this is something that you're going to continue in the future, doing more independent films, and would you want to do more independent films in the future, like on your own accord? Like if you had an idea, would you want to like put together a team with these wonderful people that put together this movie? And also, that's it, I guess.
Well, that's a great question, and that's what I've been doing all my life. My adult life. I started by doing small independent theater in Chicago and Seattle, and that worked out really well. I have a band that's an independent band. We're not on a label. Labels have approached us, but labels will give you 1 cent per album that you sell. They'll put them all in the stores and everything, and you feel like a big cheese and everything, but you don't actually make any money. And so, and I've always said that the digital revolution, which has revolutionized the music business and has allowed artists to create their own product on their own, and to distribute their own product on their own, and to advertise their own product on their own, that is making it so that the artists can get their stuff out there without the gatekeepers. And the same is, and I always knew that film was going to catch up. There's a lot more technical stuff that has to be created and invented for the digital revolution to take hold, but that is happening. And at this point, we have the artists being able to make things and just say, hey, we know how to do it. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So, it's my life. Yeah.
You guys are great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have a lot more stuff for all of you, so
My
stick
name is
around.
Allie, and I just want to say that I'm a huge fan. You're the reason I fell in love with vampires. I've watched it since the beginning of Buffy all the way through Angel, everything. So, my question is, have you ever played a good person?
Yes. You're a wonderful guy.
I think
On the right
I've
day.
ever seen you in. You've been the villain.
Yeah. I actually, when I came to Hollywood, I was known as the nerd. I played a nerd on Northern Exposure, and so that was my real. And then I met Joss, and he loves nerds, and he cast them as villains, and then I got met as villains. Lately, I did a couple of heroes. I did a cowboy who was trying to save a town from aliens. I did Buzz Aldrin, and I learned that I would prefer villains because heroes are always feeling guilty and sweating and trying to save everybody, and it's a lot of hard work. And when you're a villain, you don't have to care. You just lurk and hit somebody and go home.
I appreciate all the work that you've done in the theater. I'm an actress myself. I do just stage. I live in a fairly small town in Idaho, but I've been in every community musical we've done.
Right.
And it's a big part of my life, and so I just think that's awesome that that you do that and stick with it and keep doing it because.
There's a French revolutionary, Robespierre, said to change a nation, you have to change the hearts of people. And we artists and storytellers, we're doing that. We're changing the hearts of people.
So thank you.
Well,
All right, you guys, let's give them a big hand. Really quick. We have a poster here. We're going to give a giveaway, but we're going to ask James if he'll sign this for the giveaway today. For those who like, so he's going to sign this. and the rest of the cast is going to sign this as well. We're going to give away the first poster ever. So,
Can I get one of these?
yes, we have one for you.
There's a picture of me.
And everybody go to his booth if you have more questions with him. If you want to talk with him, he's here for the rest of the
I really
day.
didn't talk too much at the thing, so we will talk if you come.
All right, let's give him a hand. Thank you so much.
Is Charlie in the room?
Has everyone had time to read it? This is why we need Kickstarter, people. Can't even get our AV stuff going. Anyone? Oh, let's answer the young lady's question over here about why everybody got involved. Adam, do you want to answer that while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Let's bring those lights back up.
Why I got involved.